The movie starts with Enzo running away from the police after stealing a wristwatch. He sees a group protesting against violence, and a police car comes from the front. Enzo changes direction, and the police keep chasing him. He hides in a container in a river, and they follow him, making him jump into the water to escape. While trying to leave, he touches radioactive waste by breaking a barrel under the water. After getting out of the water, Enzo feels sick, starts vomiting, and feels weak and tired. He struggles through the night, coughing and having trouble breathing. As the morning comes, Enzo feels a bit better. He gets up, has breakfast, and decides to sell the watch to Sergio. He goes to Fabio's place, but learns that Sergio is busy, so he waits outside. Inside, Fabio and Pinocchio argue. Pinocchio doesn't want to get into trouble and asks about the plan to rob armored trucks. Fabio wants to take advantage of opportunities and mentions a delivery plan involving Nunzio and Cosimo. Pinocchio decides to leave, saying he'll deal with the armored truck job with his brother-in-law's people. Fabio gets angry and accidentally kills Pinocchio by hitting him on the head with a phone. Sergio finds Enzo waiting outside and buys the watch from him for 100 euros. As Enzo gets ready to leave, Sergio invites him to his home. At Sergio's house, Enzo meets Alicia, Sergio's daughter, who is psychologically troubled and finds solace in watching the Steel G9 show, often drawing parallels between the show and her reality. Sergio takes Enzo along for a job involving extracting cocaine from inside a pair of drug mule brothers. Despite one of the brothers being sick, Sergio insists on proceeding with the operation before seeking medical help. They arrive at the top of a building under construction, where one of the brothers dies from a drug overdose when the container in his stomach ruptures. Sergio callously refuses to take the dying man to the hospital, opting instead to proceed with extracting the drugs. The surviving brother grabs Sergio's gun and shoots Sergio, fatally wounding him. Sergio retaliates by bashing the brother's head against a pillar. Amidst the chaos, the brother manages to shoot Enzo in the shoulder, causing him to stagger backward and fall off the building. Enzo miraculously survives and wakes up, then flees from the scene. Sperma was on the phone with Sergio when he was shot and told the others that he couldn't find him. Fabio heard the news while he was with the people that were waiting for the drugs. Enzo went to his apartment and Sergio's daughter found him on the stairs. She asked about her father, but he ignored her. She followed him, demanding an answer. Then he got into his house and closed the door. Inside, he cleaned his wounds. Sergio's daughter was knocking, and now she's ringing the bell. He got angry, got up and punched the door, and his fist burst through to the other side. Sergio's daughter ran from there. Enzo, amazed by the strength, went to his house and began pushing and picking things, discovering that he possesses exceptional strength. That night, he steals the entire ATM and takes it home. He takes out the money and buys groceries and medicine for his wound, but he discovers that he is completely healed and has no wound. Fabio and the others were asking Sergio's daughter, Alicia, about her father's whereabouts. Enzo was heading downstairs, and he saw them standing at the door. When she mentioned a friend, Enzo signaled not to talk as he approached. He then lit a cigarette and stood, which caused Fabio to become angry and slap him, telling him to leave. Fabio and his men entered the house to search, and when they touched her DVD, Alicia scratched Fabio, and he began beating her. Enzo burst through the window wearing a mask and fought all of Fabio's men. Fabio threatened to kill Alicia with a knife and was about to leave, but she escaped, stabbed Enzo's leg and left. After they left, he noticed that one of his toes had been cut. As he was about to leave, Alicia asked if she could go up to his house. When he realized she recognized him, he removed his mask and took her to his place. He gave her food and told her to stay there to protect her from Fabio. Inside Sergio's spectacle case, Enzo finds some kind of plan. The next morning, Enzo asked where she was staying while her dad was in jail, and he took her to a residential care home. Fabio and the others watched security footage of Enzo stealing an ATM. They recognized him as the same person who previously attacked them. R arrives, and they discuss a plan to get money to pay Nunzi off for the missing cocaine. When Fabio entered his office, he found Nunzi's men waiting for him. They informed him that Sergio had been shot. He asked about the drugs, but they reminded him that he had claimed to have them. With an air of mockery, they laughed at Fabio before leaving. Telling him he needs to pay Nunia, Enzo went to rob an armored truck using the information he found in Sergio's spectacle case. Fabio and the others were also there to rob the truck, but he got there first. Fabio shot at him, but he missed. Police officers arrived at Enzo's home. They were there because they discovered Alicia on the road. He brought her in but informed her that she could not stay. Alicia, trapped in the fantasy world, insists that he help more people and save her father. She saw he bought the entire collection of Steel G and asked if they could watch it. While they were watching, she held his hands, and he scooted closer to her. When he does, Alicia begins crying and shouting, having a mental breakdown. He attempts to calm her down. Fabio saw some guys spraying paint outside his office walls, and told them to go away. When he checked what they were doing, he found a drawing of Enzo wearing a mask and holding an ATM. Enzo took Alicia to an amusement park, and later bought her a dress she admired. Alicia kissed Enzo, and Enzo responded, unaware that Alicia was experiencing trauma related to past sexual abuse. This caused stress for Alicia, bringing back painful memories and emotions. Re-informed Fabio that he had called Nunzia and arranged a meeting at 3 o'clock. Fabio questioned Rick's authority, but restated that Nunzi had been waiting for the money all day. An argument ensued, with Ree expressing frustration and asserting his authority. As R was leaving, Fabio instructed Tassi to release the dogs, and they went and ate R. Alicia confronts Enzo, accusing him of failing to fulfill his superhero mission and betraying her father. Enzo told her about her father's death. Alicia screamed at him, crying, and ran away in a bus. Enzo came and stopped the bus, and people began filming him. He got on the bus, apologized to Alicia, and carried her with him while everyone recorded. Then a loud thud was heard, and smoke appeared in the skies. Fabio contacts Brazilian loan shark Marilyn and requests a loan. Nunzi arrived with her gang and attacked them while they were still in the car. They shot Marilyn and threatened to burn Fabio alive. Then Marilyn stood up and shot Nunzi's men. Fabio had no choice but to shoot them all, in order to leave no witnesses. However, Nunia escaped with the money. Fabio, angered by this, shoots Marcelino. Enzo accompanies Alicia to see her father's body. Overwhelmed with grief, Alicia bids her father a tearful goodbye, finding closure in this final moment of farewell. With a heavy heart, she expresses her desire to leave. When Fabio arrived at his office, everyone was shot. The television was on and he saw Enzo carrying Alicia. According to the reporter, he is connected to the robberies and is most likely the person who people refer to as a super criminal. Fabio then drove to Enzo's place with Tessina. Upon noticing Enzo and Alicia leaving, Fabio decides to follow them discreetly. Concerned for Alicia's well-being, Enzo takes her to a hotel room where they find a moment of rest. As they settle in, Enzo opens up about his past, sharing personal experiences and reflecting on the challenges he has faced. In the morning, the phone rang and Enzo got up to answer. As he was asking who it was, Fabio got in with a tranquilizer gun and shot him, making him pass out. Tessina took Alicia, and Fabio asked Enzo how he got his powers. Enzo told him he didn't know, but they blackmail him into telling them using Alicia. Enzo took Fabio to the river, but he didn't trust him. So Fabio asked Enzo to get in the water and bring the barrel in the car. Tessina attempts to touch Alicia, prompting her to defend herself with her knitting needle. Alicia stabs Tessina using the only weapon at her disposal to fend off the threat. Seizing the opportunity, she escapes from the car. As Enzo and Fabio are arguing, Nunzi arrives with her men and attacks Fabio. Alicia, after escaping, came running, and she got shot in the middle and died, telling Enzo to use his powers for good. Fabio got shot and then burned alive by Nunzia with a flamethrower and died. The next day, Fabio emerged from the river, scarred and burned, but with superpowers like Enzo. He went to Nunzia and killed all of her men while recording himself. Then he started dancing with her and hugged her tightly, crushing her bones. Enzo was walking, devastated by Alicia's death. A family passing by saw him while they were driving. The father got distracted while looking at Enzo, and they crashed. Police came and got the mother out, with the daughter stuck. Enzo went to the car and saved the girl. As Enzo watches the television, he sees a video showing Fabio threatening to bomb the Stadio Olimpico while standing in Nunzi's home, which is revealed to be filled with weapons. Enzo arrives at the location and confronts Fabio without hesitation. They engage in a fierce physical fight, with punches and grappling. Fabio runs and puts the bomb in a car. Enzo drives the car, but a police car blocks his way and tells him to get out. Enzo gets out and uses the car as a shield from the police's bullets, then runs with the bomb. Fabio catches up to him and takes the bomb from Enzo. Then Enzo runs up to him, jumps into the river along with Fabio and the bomb. The bomb explodes in the river, causing chaos and destruction. Fabio's head is found on the bridge. Enzo is thought to be dead, but he's praised as a hero by reporters who talk about his brave actions. People honor and admire Enzo for what he did. From the Colosseum, Enzo, who survived, looks at Rome. Now people see him as a guardian of Rome. He puts on a mask that Alicia made for him, ready to protect the city. And that's how the movie ends. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.